Welcome, Auntie, to Black
You're
Unicorn.
looking. This is weird when you're not looking. You're not looking. You're looking at me,
Because
but
I do this, I use this, you know, I
you're
give
looking
you,
at your monitor.
I'm looking at my monitor, but I can switch. Does this angle make you feel more comfortable when I do this?
It does because you're looking at me.
Okay. I was trying something. Well, I'm gonna give you this then. I'm gonna give you this. Y'all see, Auntie was the only person that I would even do this for. Y'all know how much I've been doing this. So look, Auntie said she wanted me to change that angle. I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna do it right. I'm gonna do that angle change so Auntie can get comfortable because I want these answers to come out flowing.
Yes, I mean, what is this side profile moment giving? Come on, give it to me. Yes, cheeks. No, I can't hear you. I messed up the thing. Got me on mute. There we go.
Baby, how was that?
How it should be.
I'm still kind of looking a little off, but it's
We got the same hairdo today. I
I
love
know,
it.
and we got the same color going on. I noticed already. I was like, okay, so
Yes.
I'm sorry, I can't do this. My details are off today because I was literally in bed.
Thank you for working with my schedule.
No, it's all good. This is it's I don't know what happened these last 2 or 3 days. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if it was the vaccine. I got my second vaccine shot. I don't know what it was, but yesterday and today has been completely off for me. I missed an interview yesterday and today. But yesterday's when
Oh,
I
I'm so
yeah,
glad
but
you missed this.
well, no, I know. The weird thing about it is, so I always schedule my interviews. I have a calendar right here, and I write it down because I know for me the phone is not enough. Like the little pop up thing is not enough. So
Hmm.
I write it down, but I normally in my days I wake up and I'm like, all right, I look at my calendar, or whatever, and I see what is that. But today and yesterday I hadn't done that, and because for some reason I just shut off. It was that second vaccine had me like I literally,
Gone.
yeah, I was gone for real. I was like, I don't even know what yesterday was. It was just, it's a blur. I don't know what happened. I know that I got up and went to get something to eat, and then I came back home and I was asleep. So I just shut down. So I didn't even, just this whole
And
day.
it affects everyone differently.
Yeah, because
So I
I didn't get sick. I didn't get sick, but I got tired.
I got tired too. It wore me out. I just felt like weak, kind of, and I needed to lay down.
That's what I did.
You
Yeah.
know.
Me
But
too.
I actually had COVID, so they say if you had COVID already, um, it's a lighter effect on you. But whatever, they say a lot of
Yeah,
shit, right?
they've been saying so much damn shit lately. I don't even know what's gonna believe anymore.
They say a lot of things.
They
So
say that. Let's talk about them days, honey, because they've been doing a lot. You've
yeah,
been doing a lot. Now
I've been doing a lot.
this is so cute. I know, y'all know I know this guest because I'm the way I
Honey,
would sat right now with you.
honey, tell it.
Ready. Welcome to Black Unicorn. Welcome
Thank
to
you for having me.
welcome
Oh,
to
thank you.
the
I forgot where I was.
I know
Okay.
you're welcome to Black Unicorn. Um, so what this is about is it's about inspiring flat out, and this is just a casual conversation literally between friends, and you answer just like you would if it was on the phone or not. Black Eclipse, I don't want to answer that shit, you don't answer it, you know.
Right.
um but I do have so many questions for you, and also, I mean, like, yeah, I've been looking at your social media, and I know that only tells half of the story because you give.
Honey, it only shows a fraction of what I'm willing to share.
Before we even jump in there, I know there's a lot to share, but let's start with your how you identify, and we got to ask now the kids, what your pronouns are before moving forward.
Absolutely. Thank you. I identify as she and her. So
That's
old
fine.
school Kiki, old school Kiki. Um,
That's right. Right. That old school.
bitch.
It used to be so simple, be like, bitch, and everybody understood that.
And then it was fine, Now we gotta pull up in a different way.
But we also made our elders pull up too.
Exactly.
We made them pull up
Exactly.
because
Exactly.
we was giving them
Hell.
drop. Yeah, we was giving them hell. Like so,
So, ain't nothing new under the sun. All that kind of stuff repeats itself, and this generation will get eaten alive by the next one. So,
we are already getting eaten alive. Generation Z has pretty much canceled everybody, literally.
oh yeah,
Yeah, they've come through and canceled
trust me.
all the thoughts, all of what we thought we knew.
Hmm.
They pretty much let us all know that we don't know shit. Um,
Yes, child.
you
It's
so
it's a
I know
mess.
I
It's a
know you by
mess.
Auntie Riri, but you go by Rimarkable. You go by
Yes.
what other names? What name are we calling you for the sake of the show?
You can call me Remarkable for the sake of the show. My name is Maria.
Yes,
Um, m- uh, People call me Riri, um, Ria. My family calls me Ria. So I have a bunch of nicknames.
cool. So let's start with what it is that you do, and that's a holistic question too. It's not just what it is that you do. Your industry.
um,
What is it that Remarkable does?
Honestly, I've been thinking about that a lot lately. First off, I do my best. You know, I do my freaking best. It's not easy living in these times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's that. Um, but I've also been reflecting on that statement: to whom much is given, much is required.
Mm,
So that will circle back on why I'm always giving my best. But
mm,
I've been given a lot of gifts,
mm-hmm,
and a lot of them are actualizing in a more widespread way.
mm-hmm.
So I am an artist in every sense of the word. I sing. I am a professional DJ. I am a music producer. I am a writer. Um, I'm a chef. I'm an event producer. I am an activist in the in the in the in the realm of always advocating for goodness and joy and love. Um, Not in any particular like sect. I just that's the impetus behind all the work that I do is love and kindness and joy um and what else do I do?
I use the term multidisciplinary for myself personally because I couldn't find a better way to describe it. Would you consider yourself a person that would be like a multidisciplinary in the sense that you have many?
abs- Absolutely, and all of my gifts have been encouraged by the necessity um to have things done, you
Mm,
know. And I'm not someone that's very patient. I mean, I am patient, it's a case by case basis, but like I get fed up with mediocrity
yeah, yeah.
pretty quickly, and so I've taught myself how to do a number of things.
So is that it's a two-part question then next. You you taught yourself to do a lot of things because of the mediocrity. How do you know for other unicorns out there that have these different gifts, voices, multidisciplines? You kind of hit it a little bit, but how do you know which one to work through or to make a living out of? How do they?
That's a toughie, because I started making a living out of being an artist out of necessity.
Right.
So I think those are the things that you tap into, the things that quicken to your soul, you know what I mean? The things that are urgent, you
Mm-hmm.
know? If you wake up in the morning, you know, like this famous scene in Sister Act 2. If you wake up in the morning and all you can think about is singing, you're supposed to be a singer, girl. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
Your teeth, though. Your teeth.
music has always been a comfort to me. Music has always been present in my life. My mother is a musician, and music just was constantly going on. I was raised in church, and music was just so much a part of my life. And I collected music, and it was my childhood friend. I was alone a lot as a kid, so music was my best friend. And it just so happened, you know, and I never broke that relationship, but it just so happened when I was in college, first time I decided not to go home for the summer and get my own apartment with a roommate, there was an opportunity that came up for me to start working as a DJ because I needed a job. And I was
Really?
like, oh shit, I can do this. I was already
Really?
doing it and didn't know I
Right.
could do it. You know what I mean? And then 24, almost 25 years later, here I am still doing it
25
because
years in the game.
almost, yeah,
Okay. I
yeah, I ain't
had
want to be played with. Yeah, like I do this for real,
yeah, yeah,
you
no, for
know?
sure.
And, you know, in those early years, I still had another job. I still was doing other things. But when I moved to New York, that's when I was like, no, I'm gonna be a full-time DJ. I
Hmm.
was doing that before a lot of people were doing that shit.
Hmm.
Besides being a woman before all this
Right, right.
became so popular and now it's nothing for there to be a woman DJ, you know.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, you know, I've had to do a lot of things out of necessity, and I didn't think about the limitations that society may have put on me. You know,
Hmm.
like I was just mentioning, like back in the day, I started in 1997, and back then there were no women DJs. Not really. I mean, there were, but not really. Not like there are now. Let
Yeah,
alone black women DJs. You know.
right, right.
So I didn't think about that kind of stuff. Even though I would get harassed when I was working, like, is your boyfriend coming?
Right, right.
That kind of thing. What are you about to play? Do you need help with that? You know what I mean?
Right,
That kind
right.
of stuff. Like,
Gender
I don't
roles.
know
Back
about
then
you.
you was literally carrying crates back then, like for real.
Yeah, and speakers and subwoofers and putting things above my head to hoist. You know
Mm,
what I mean?
right.
And doing it all by myself and learning a trade and learning the business side of things before it became popular. You know, I've
Mm,
had a lot of blessings along the way, and most of my blessings or most of my to circle back on your original question of like, how do you know
the voice, yeah.
what's what it is that you're supposed to do? Follow your heart and leap. Just
Mm,
jump in that mug and trust that the blessings and the universe will provide. You know,
hmm.
because you that's because you're doing a disservice to your legacy if you don't show up for what's pulling at your heart.
Mm. Um,
Or and do
mhm.
it all. It's possible.
Yeah, so
You don't
what
have to
that's my
choose.
question. What do you say to people that are like, choose one, focus on one thing and they're like, you can't be successful without focusing, you can't be a jack of all trades. Focus all your eggs in one basket if you want to be successful. Like I'm sure you've heard people say stuff like that before, right? Like,
Yeah, and I don't have it memorized, but I just there's this like rotating thing on Instagram that is this like voice that people put video to or
oh
whatever,
yeah,
but
yeah, the
it's
TikTok
ta-
thing.
yeah, and it's talking about how that quote is misused
Mm,
about a jack of all trade, a master of none. You
mm-hmm,
know, but I don't remember how but it exposes that it's actually a second part to that, and that doesn't get highlighted a lot. But just to
Oh, come on,
paraphrase what it is, it's like, yeah, a master. The whole quote, find
jack of
that,
all,
trades, a master of none.
a master
It's
of none.
basically saying the true quote is basically saying a jack of all trades, a master of none. Is better to know how to do so many different things than not know how to do shit.
That's interesting. I've never heard that. A jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one.
Boom.
Bitch. I swear.
See? It changed my whole hookup because that
Oh
that
my
quote
God, that
would
is so
haunt
crazy,
because
bro.
that quote would haunt me. You know what I mean? It would haunt me like, damn, maybe I should just focus on being a DJ instead of sharpening my drumming skills,
What?
or maybe I should focus on being a producer, forget being a DJ. Blah blah blah. No, do it all.
This, I feel like I just got Christopher
Didn't
Columbus.
it didn't it just blow you up?
Yeah, this is gonna be one of those moments. Like I know if I just felt that, y'all just felt that. Like, but see, that's the bullshit about society, school and shit. They be having you with this half-ass information, y'all. Like, we gotta really do the research and get in there and check out what's like. I mean, because
Context is
literally, I just feel
important.
like context is so important. I just feel like I got Christopher Columbus. I know I'm not the only person who never heard that. That's just
I
insane.
hadn't for years, and I like to think I'm pretty damn smart
Oftentimes
and
better than
well
the
read
master
and
of
shit. I didn't
one.
know that. I didn't
How
know.
they just happen to
I
leave
was
me in
like,
that
you
world?
blew my whole world up with that lady. Dang.
Honestly, that I know what you mean by saying it like played your mind because it does that to me all the time. I literally will be having like anxiety attacks over that shit because I'm like, Chris, you gotta focus on one thing, and I will hear that exact same,
Yeah. Yeah.
that just ended right now.
Yep. It ended right now.
Wow, okay.
It ended when I heard that. I was like, oh no, let me continue on, carry on doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Especially in this day and age when you see so many people doing several things and the more that we become educated about like income and passive income and financial stat and how that actually works, this is what these jacks been doing the whole time. They didn't.
But not to sorry to
Yeah,
interrupt
no, go
you.
ahead, go ahead.
But remember that back in the day, and I'm talking about back in the day,
Right. You can
entertainers,
actually say
you
that.
had to dance, you had to act, you had
Right.
to sing,
True tease, yeah.
you had to
Yeah,
know how to do all of that,
yeah,
or you weren't really out here killing it. You
yeah.
weren't. Look at Sammy Davis Jr.
Mm-hmm.
He knew how to do it all. He knew how to drum. He knew how to sing. He knew how
Yeah.
to dance his ass off. He knew how to act. Like, yo, that's why I don't get into today's, artistry. Like,
Yeah, but like you even said earlier, like you get tired,
why you
you got
why you
tired of
pulling
doing
up?
certain things and you stop waiting on people. But one thing I will give to the generation today is that like they may not be triple threat artistically, they may not be able to sing, dance, and act, but they can produce and edit and you know
They have been now. That's very true.
they can
Like
they can give you
these
an
kids
edit.
today, and they're doing it so much younger now, which is
Yeah,
was really bugging me out. Did you see
yeah.
that video of that little 4-year-old producer boy?
Mm-mm. I'm gonna find it though and put it. Check them
I
out.
think his name is Miles. It blew my mind. You just have to check it
Yeah,
out.
I'm
Um,
sure I can find it. I'll find it in Little Miles.
yeah, yeah,
Probably.
yeah. His name is Miles Music Kid on Instagram. But it'll blow your mind.
Shout
But
out
anyway,
from Unicorn. I
yeah.
mean, so you know, we kind of answered this like what the motivation is behind what you do, but let's just answer it straightforward. What is like it's beyond the idea that it was out of necessity.
Hmm.
There had to be a moment when you woke up,
Well,
you said, "Hey, I'm doing this for real," and then I mean, did it go to another level in your artistry then at that point? And did the motivation change outside of just money,
um,
or is it money? It could be straight up.
no, I'm trying to answer that. I don't do well following orders
Mm,
from authority, you know.
Yeah.
in a job situation. You know what I mean? Um, I was always the rebellious one. I was always more, things just came naturally to me, you know what I mean? So it was just like I would get hired for one thing, and the next thing you know, they had to make me the supervisor. They had to make me the manager. They had to
Right.
blah blah blah, you know what I mean? And then I would get bored and then move on to the next thing, you know? Um, so with my art, I really enjoyed the connection that I had um with people and with spirit and um spirituality. It became my spirituality,
Mm,
you know. The music is the vibration of the creator. That's what I believe, you know. That's what music is. It's a way of conversing
mhm,
with spirit. um and as I got deeper into my own personal spirituality, that just kind of was a natural thing. And then actually when I first started DJing, I was working for a company that did a lot of private events, and I was making a ton of money doing that. So I know that there's a lot of money in this game. And you start seeing all these top lists, top 20 best DJs, blah blah blah, and these
right.
cats are making $20 million a year
Right.
doing what I love to do.
Right.
That's the goal, because
Right.
I'll be lying if I say I'm not a subscriber of capitalism. I
Right.
need to take care of my family.
Facts.
I need to take care of myself. I like nice things. I don't like to worry about my rent being paid. I don't like to stress out about things when emergencies happen. I like the idea of leaving something for my children and my children's children. I love that idea, because that old quote, that old saying about money doesn't buy you happiness, that is a lie. It definitely buys you happiness. Money brings me peace. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
I want it.
Hmm.
Absolutely, I want it.
Yeah.
And if I can get it while I'm doing something I love and genuinely feeds my spirit and feeds other folks, I'm doing it.
Um,
I'm doing it.
facts. And here we are with another thing, another old colloquialism or saying or whatever you want to call it, that you
Hmm.
know, we've we've been um, we've been made to believe, uh, is true. And it's created like a stigma around wanting to earn money, especially I'm just going to put it out there, like in Black religious families, which is such an
Yes.
oxymoron because y'all like the preacher's rolling up in a Rolls Royce.
Why are y'all struggling?
Yeah, why are y'all struggling? Why are we? Because I'm gonna put
Why?
myself.
Why? Because I'm
Why,
part of it. Why are we
why can we
struggling?
be
Why
a
are we
part of
going?
that life? We deserve it just as much as the preacher or anybody else or anyone else you see on
Right.
TV. And so, anyway, I'm not gonna get to preaching about that, but yeah, that's another stigma that I'm glad you brought up about money doesn't buy happiness. Listen, the truth is happiness is something that's from within you, right? It's inside of you. It's something you have to get and find and enjoy and you have to cultivate it or whatnot. But money makes it a lot more easier to experience things. So
Yeah.
so you can experience parts of yourself that you may not have been able to tap into as easily. For example, like if you travel somewhere, you meet a culture, you taste the food, you meet a person, a partner that you never thought you could connect with or something. That takes
Yeah.
money. That takes
That
money.
takes
I
that
mean,
takes money.
and if you
It
want the
certainly
cute
does.
experiences, it takes a cute coin.
It takes a cute coin. And man, I just thought of something that was great and I lost it. Damn, it'll come back to me in a minute.
Was it about the
Um,
go ahead.
oh, okay, something else that I came across on social media. Because sometimes social media be hitting. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not. This platform is on social media, and so listen, I'm all about using it for what it's worth.
Yeah, exactly. We have to weed through the crap to get to the jewels, right? And one of the things that popped up was um, uh, about dismissing or dismantling the concept of labor and or busyness rather.
Mm.
Um, and somebody just texted me. I didn't want to get a text from. Sorry. Um, so I was like, anyway.
We'll talk about that after.
Yeah. Anyway, something a party to that is that as a black person, I have to remember health and wellness
Mhm.
um, is important. And also, I come from a line of folks that weren't allowed to rest. And so, me taking
Mm.
rest or not having to break my back is me being my ancestors' dream, you know? Because I know that they dreamt about not having to work like
Mm.
that. I know they dreamt about having certain freedoms and the ability to imagine the gifts that they had that they couldn't really fulfill. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
I'm in a position now where if I can do this work, which is also fulfilling destiny and fulfilling a legacy and fulfilling a dream of my ancestors, and get paid, which is also fulfilling those things, and not have to slave or work. Because all of it is work, all of it is labor, yes.
Mhm.
But like, I don't have to do anything that is taxing on my soul too much, you know? And not to say that being an artist full time does not tax on your soul because it does. There's
Absolutely.
some negativity involved in my job, you know. Um,
I was going to ask you
and
about
as
that
I
actually.
And as I get more known, there's things that come with that as well.
Mhm.
Um, but I gotta keep my eye on the prize. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
I was just going to
So,
ask you, like, when you go into, because yeah, I can see your ascension happening again, because
hmm
you keep going to different platforms. Every time I look up, I'm like, oh, you got that platform. I see you going up again. So I see you doing the ascension thing again, and I'm like, okay.
hmm
And my question is, when Rimarkable comes and when Riri comes into these spaces, is all of Riri have and I mean all, like, your sexuality, your your you, all of you. Have you come in a space where they're like, we want this, but we don't want this queerness, or we want this, or we don't want the blackness, or we want this, or we don't want.
oh, I definitely have experienced that. More so about the blackness.
How do you handle that, and what is it like?
Man, how do I handle that? I just don't work with them anymore. You know. And I'm rebellious, so you know, I'll do less of what they ask me to do. You know, like I used to do this one party in Manhattan every Saturday night, and prior to me working there it was a very popular club, and it was a huge club, and it held like 800 people, and it was popping. But they had a very controversial incident that happened between some black patrons. It was this huge fight in the street. Cops was getting beat up. Everybody was getting beat up.
New York.
Asses was getting handed to them, you know.
I know you mean it.
And
When you in New York, when you say somebody asking beat, they asses was getting.
they was getting beat down. And anyway, they were trying to mellow it out, but mellow it out meaning melanate, demelanate the space,
Right,
basically.
right, right.
So here I am, this black woman, so they feel that they can intimidate me also. But they would say little stuff like no hip hop, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because it incites people. I mean, Drake is okay, but no hip hop. I'm like, I'm literally playing freaking Biggie right now. Like,
Right. And how you gonna have a
that's what people want to hear. I don't even I don't have no Avril Lavigne, my G. Like, this is what people want to hear. And
girl?
I
You
know
said
what you're
Avril Lavigne.
saying. I'm not racist or anything. I certainly did. I'm not racist or anything.
Yeah.
What do you mean? That it's just,
Right.
it
What do you
just gets
mean? What
people
do you?
violent. It makes people violent. I'm like, fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's it's always interesting. You know, I think about like right now the person, male, female, gender. It don't matter gender, but like the Riri, whatever you are, the Riri that's watching this. Um, that already are coming against some of those things, maybe in another form. Um, which so many of us Black unicorns do when we're younger. We come against these crazy challenges that nobody realizes we're coming against, like going to the restroom or just little things that most people don't have to think about. What is your advice to that person, or that person is looking at this right now and identifying with you in all that you are and saying, I don't, I hear you, but I don't think I can be a DJ. I'm a transgender, or I'm this, or I'm that. Like, you know,
What do I say? I say, baby, go for it. I say, baby, be the first.
mm, right. Be the
Be
first.
the first.
Black people still having first. That's still having first.
I cannot believe that. Can
It's
you
just
believe
like
that?
every time I
We're
see the
being
title,
recognized. I think we're being recognized because we've been the first.
y'all, and I'm not a hater, y'all, and I know you're, but every time I see that, does this happen to you too? Every time I see the first Black person, which was one that was recent, was Maxim magazine. It was like the first something something in Maxim magazine, sports model, whatever model or whatever it was, but it was the first Black woman or something. I get
Hmm.
happy and simultaneously really irritated and a little bit angry at the same time. I'm just like, mm,
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't, yeah, it's just boring.
yeah.
Just to be honest, it's just boring.
So you said you've been in the game for 25 years.
Almost. Yep.
How long did it take you to come to that frame of mind where you realize that, like, okay, I am a DJ, I am a this, I am a that, I am, and this is not like a pretend thing. Like, how long did it take you to come to that realization?
It didn't take me long. I accepted it. You know,
Mm,
that's what I was motivated by. It was like,
mm,
oh, I'm a DJ. I'm a DJ now, you
okay.
know. And I wasn't even that skilled at it yet, but I was like, I'm a DJ. Once I got hired, I was like, I'm a DJ. And I got hired because of my music knowledge, and they taught me everything else. Um, but as soon as I got that job, I'm a DJ, and I pulled up for that, you know, practiced my ass off. I would get up in the middle of the night and go practice,
Mm,
you know. And it was, a coming of age time in my life, so I was going through it, and it was
yeah,
like a savior for me, you
yeah, yeah.
know. I poured my all into it, and I just, yeah, I claimed it. I claimed it from the first day, and that's the power of it. Also, I didn't know what I was doing, and that circles back to what I'm saying about to my advice is it's like just jump in.
Mm.
Everything will line up. Jump in with confidence.
I mean, what would you say to people that are like, they don't feel comfortable in the space? They feel like they've been an imposter. They feel like, they're not worthy or whatever. Not worthy, but they don't feel like they are it. They're in a space of people. They look around and like, all these people are more this than me, more money, more fame, celebrity.
You think I don't deal with that still? You know what I mean? I just came from London and played at this huge festival, which is something I've always wanted to do, right? It's like been a goal. Here I am obtaining the goal. I'm reaching the goal, and I'm freaking Louis Vega is right here. Like,
Right, right, right.
I'm still don't feel like I'm worthy sometimes. You know
Mhm,
what I mean? And I've been doing this half my life. Almost half, more than half my life. I mean, less than, I don't know. No, less than half my life, but still a
mhm.
majority of my life. And like, yo, like, that's a normal thing. You got to keep pushing past it. You have to keep going and know that you're not the only one. You know what I mean? You're not the only one. I'm playing with Honey Dijon and Louis
Right.
Vega and Mike Dunn. Like
Yeah, so that's
going,
something that's something, they're reaching somewhere else too, then right. Like they reaching somewhere, probably,
I mean, I don't know. They've reached it all.
They might have a shit
These are
song.
legends. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know
Y'all out
where
there,
else
y'all
to.
listening, please, if y'all watching this, comment. We want to know, do y'all still feel like y'all gotta reach for the stars? I mean, what if y'all are feeling like that, what are y'all reaching for? Because I mean, look, I've watched you ascend. Like I said, I'm watching you go through an ascension, another one of your ascensions.
Hmm.
And you know, do you ever feel like you will arrive?
Mm, definitely arrive. Being a relative statement, right?
Yeah.
I think I will reach a place where I can have those miniature goals in my head, my subconscious goals reached, but I will never be satisfied because there's always
Mhm.
more to do. There's always more to expand on. There's just, you know, the imagination can go wild. And I don't want to have the same trajectory as all these other people. I don't just want to like finally made it. I've played at this festival, or finally made it. I've made this much money this year. Da, da, da. I want to do other stuff. I
Right.
don't just want to be a DJ. I don't just want to be a producer. Like I want to do other stuff with my art. I want to DJ, be the first DJ on the moon,
Hmm.
or start a campaign, that uh saves starving children in Johannesburg or something. You know what I mean? Like
It's really
there's
it's
some
really all possible, and it's I
it,
mean, for real,
it,
it is
yeah,
possible.
it's so many things, and I over the pandemic I started teaching because I've been teaching for like 11 years.
Mhm.
um I also forgot to add that in my resume,
I
opening
was gonna let
resume.
you I was gonna let you go ahead and keep saying it because I know people caught it. I was like, and another one, and another one.
um
Auntie got gifts on gifts on gifts.
Thank God. Grateful, praise God. I started teaching, and my through the internet I was able to go further and reach other people. I had people in other countries I was teaching, and it just got me to, really pull up in myself like, yo, this is some worthwhile, like good information, because people from all over it's not just your little
Bubble.
community. Like
Right, right, right.
yeah, it's not your bubble. It can expand. Like you can do some cool shit with this. Like, and it got me to think about, like I don't just want to be regular. I'm remarkable, right? So that's not regular. Remarkable doesn't mean regular. Um, I'll be having to remind myself that
Remarkable doesn't mean regular, guys.
it doesn't mean regular. It doesn't mean
I
very
need that on
good.
the shirt. I need it on the shirt. I need that on the merch. I need that on the merch. I'll cop that right
That's
away.
a good merch idea. That's a good t-shirt.
That's a
Remarkable
good
doesn't
merch.
mean regular. But no, like, and so my class, just to real quick talk about it, my class is called The Alchemy of DJing. And people, like, I'll be like, sign up for my DJ class. People be like, yes, I'm going to learn how to wiki. And I'm like, actually, no. I'm teaching you about the alchemy of DJing. I'm teaching you about how to take this into this and to give it this. How do you have this conversation with the dancer?
Mm,
A heart to heart conversation. How do
yeah,
you take this and this and this and give it this? You know what I mean? How do you have to, because it's such a responsibility, this job. That's another thing. As
yeah.
a DJ, it's a responsibility, and I do not take that lightly. That's another thing that motivates me. Because you're a dancer, you know this. Like
I know. It saves
you
so.
you it saves souls. Like you, like literally, you know how many times people have come up to me like I was having a bad day today, and you really blessed me, or like
Hmm.
I brought my little brother to see you today because he recently tried to commit suicide and I needed to get him out of the house and I haven't seen him dance in years.
It's such,
Or
it's
like
such a
my
sacred.
mom died on this day 20 years ago and I get sad every year and then you really uplift me. You know, like, yo, you don't know what people are bringing. You don't know
To,
what people are going through. And I can't bullshit in my job because they need me, even if they don't know they need me.
and sometimes people don't
It's
know.
a responsibility. And sometimes people don't know that they needed to release like that. That's my job. I'm a doctor. Like, I have to pull up
Mm-hmm.
for this. And I don't think it's fair that there's so many DJs out here with the gift of technology that think they just gonna be out here so they can be cute on Instagram or to be cute
Right.
at the club or to have people. Because I've had students be like, because I always ask like, what? Why do you want to be DJ? I really want to be at the club and them to know I made that mix and then for them to like wave their hands in the air and start screaming my name and stuff. I'm like, I have nothing to teach you then.
Yeah, for
Because you
sure.
already got it. You already know what you want. You already got that idea in your head. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it just goes even deeper, you know what I mean? Even the way you're playing. Like how many times have you been dancing and the DJ will fuck up a mix or something and it'll just throw off your whole shit. You can't get it back.
Yeah, listen, those DJs that are not
Like
reading the crowd, that not even looking at the crowd, y'all need to stop it. Like you can't,
for real.
it's a relationship, and I think of it as far back as like our ancestral historically, the dancers and the DJs really are having a relationship, and it is actually, it is a spiritual like energy that is transferring
Yeah.
what the crowd looks like or color. You are playing their subconscious in a way. You're playing to their
You're
subconscious.
playing to their soul.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're playing to their
absolutely.
souls and you're tapping in. And so
And the shit gets even deeper when we talk about frequencies and we talk
yeah.
about controlling those frequencies and
Hmm.
controlling the energy in the room. You
Absolutely.
know,
And then
certain sounds
I
bring
found
out certain behaviors. It's true. It does. It does. It does occur. It does occur.
stole
White
them
man wasn't
hoes.
wrong. You know what I'm saying? Certain energy does occur.
Y'all know it. I don't know why people
Um,
act like black people be funny. Y'all know we know secretly we know what to play that makes certain things happen. But when white people say we be like, nah, you don't we don't
hell no. What you talking about? What you mean by that?
come on
You know
now.
what I'm saying?
Y'all know certain songs. We can tear the club up. We can tear the club up. Or
Yeah.
we can do I do is think about you. We can go there. We can do both.
Yeah.
We can do.
We can do both. We can do it
Y'all
all.
know it. See, I gotta stop trying like y'all don't know that. We're
Honey, listen.
teachable moments today. We're having teachable moments.
Uh, totally. Listen.
Teachable moments with Uncle Eclipse and Auntie Riri. Uh, I'm gonna switch lanes for a minute.
Yes, cool.
So,
I'm with you.
what is your favorite food?
Delicious.
It was the matter of factness for me, okay? That's what took me out. Okay? You look like you was about to beat my ass after you said it, like, and you dare me. You dare somebody to
Break.
say delicious.
Shoot,
Delicious.
delicious is my favorite. You know.
Dang. So,
And I had the dreams to be a chef for most of my young life.
mm,
Um, I mean, it was crazy. My mom would be buying me appliances and
mm,
kitchenware and chef hats and stuff like that for Christmas. That's the kind of stuff I wanted to be. Like I was that kid that was watching cooking shows, Julia Child, and I really wanted to do that. You know what I mean? And
really?
I actually went as far, yeah, I actually went as far as getting accepted at Cordon Bleu. And
What?
the summer before, yeah, the summer before I was gonna go, I decided to start working in a kitchen at a restaurant just to get my feet wet, just so I could jump ahead, and be ready for
Yeah.
that when I went to school. And excuse me, congestion. Excuse me, getting myself together
Teaching
while I'm
moment.
on camera. Yes. Um, and I just learned everything so quick. I was a natural, and next thing you knew, they were offering me a position there, and I was like, do I want to spend $50,000 a semester, or do I want to just go and work in this restaurant where I'm gonna do all the things that I'm gonna learn, or so I thought. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that was my idea behind it. And I'm grateful that I did it that way because my restaurant that I worked at was like number one in the city, like, best of Detroit, blah, blah, blah. It was like one of those joints. And so it was extremely popular, extremely busy. And so I eventually worked my way up and became managing partner of the restaurant. And they were building me another one. And my art kind of was inching in on me a little bit, like, what about us? And at that time, I was singing in a band, and that band started getting really popular. I just was like, I gotta go and move to San Francisco. That's when I moved to San Francisco, eventually Oakland. But I'm glad that I worked in the kitchen instead of going to school, because I realized that is not my path. Imagine if I had spent $200,000 or
Mm,
$300,000 to learn that I hated it. It's a
mm,
joy killer. Like, I love cooking for people that I love.
yeah.
It's a love language of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't want to do that professionally.
Mm-hmm.
People that work in restaurants are oftentimes drug addicts, alcoholics,
Mm-hmm.
extremely unwell people.
Mm-hmm.
And I could have easily gone down that road
Mm-hmm.
because it's such a high level stress job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad I gave it up. I'm
Yeah.
so glad I didn't go to Cordon Bleu.
Wow.
And now my partner's a chef. So I have
You got
all the
all the things.
experience living
You
vicariously
can
through
use.
her.
You can still play like you're a chef in your head. I never
Hmm.
had your
And I
food.
learned so much from her. Huh?
That's crazy. I've never
You've
had your
never had my food. I know. I know. I'm good. I just made last night.
what?
Woo wee! I made roasted chicken thighs and
Roasted.
roasted vegetable
You said roasted.
well, roasted. Um roasted is a
Hold up. You
technique.
can't be glazing over this shit like everybody gonna know what the hell roasted. You got class and shit. Now let's talk down to the people that.
Roasted. It's roasted is more so about the browning of the meat. So you brown it first and then you put it in there. Um anyway, I made this cacophony of vegetables and this chicken, and I cooked it in duck fat.
Oh. Oh.
It was
You was
ridiculous.
already getting me with the big words. You was already killing me off. And then you came through with the boom boom.
Honey, I came with the boom boom. Ooh, and some lemon. I roasted some lemon with it just for the aromatic
Mm.
uh uh marriage, if you will. And I made a little herb pocket, put that in there. Man, listen. I'm busting it down when we get off this
And
call,
let me
honey.
tell you, listen, I'm gonna need to get some of that bust down, but uh, that sounds so
Off
damn
the hook.
good.
Ooh,
Oh
it's
man, you
so
made me
good.
hungry. Anyway, uh,
Everybody invest in duck fat. Put it on everything.
mm,
Get you
I
some
haven't
duck fat, baby.
I haven't had any in a while cook like that. Now I have had different ways to cook because here in Japan they make it really good. Actually, they make everything
Oh,
good
I
here.
know the food is so good in Japan. I
Oh,
can't wait.
it is incredible. And we have this home here, so you can come anytime. Um, that's real tea. But
Yes, I'm definitely gonna come.
yeah, so you said something I want to remember what it was because it was something that you said. I try to hang on to it, but I be so into the conversation. I do want to remember though because it was something you said. Um,
was talking about food. I was talking about the school. I was talking about. I'm glad I didn't go.
yeah, there it was. It was something around that, but I'm not going. Oh, a lot of time. Okay, so okay, now this all coming back. All right, so a lot of times I hear people with these like multiple disciplines, black unicorns. I've heard them say before, where they were on another path, and a lot of times it's like corporate or like cooking or something else, and they have this like aha little moment or whatever, like I'm not gonna do this. Sometimes it costs them a lot of fucking money. Like you was about to cost you like 200,000
Yeah.
lesson. Um, like were you scared to leave cooking? Was it easy for you just to be like,
I was so over it. It was
uh,
so stressful. Um, I wasn't scared. And that's been a blessing when I don't have the fear.
mm,
Um, because fearless. It makes me fearless, which means I'll do anything. I moved to San Francisco. Um,
mm-hmm,
I had one idea in my head about how much money I was gonna have. All of that collapsed. By the
mm-hmm,
time I got to San Francisco, paid my first month's rent, bought my groceries, I think I had $26. And let me also mention, I had never been to San Francisco. I just had an opportunity because I had a dear friend that left Detroit and moved to San Francisco, and I had another one of our friends convince me that I needed to leave because I was going to stay in this loop,
mm,
you know? And I was just going to be this sad sack local person when I'm so much bigger than that. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Nothing's wrong with being local, but like I have a higher purpose,
yeah,
or I have a purpose of expansion. Anyway, because I don't want to diminish anyone's position,
right, absolutely, absolutely, yeah,
Um, but yeah, I was fearless, and that fear creates. Um, but when you get to these points, I was fearless enough to make that first leap, and then the fear came in, and when the fear comes in, it becomes a necessity to soothe it, right? So that makes you do other shit. So it keeps the motivation popping. You know what I
mm-hmm.
mean? Take that leap, be fearless, take that leap, do something insane. And then when you get there, you're like, oh shit, how am I going to do this? It creates an urgency in you where you will figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Mother is the necessity is the mother of invention. You know what I mean? We want to throw out other sayings out there. So make the urgent, make the need urgent enough to make you fearless to do it because that fear that urgency will create, like, use urgency for your benefit. That
Mm,
urgency will create a need in you, um which will become confidence,
mm,
right? That confidence will get you to leap. Once you get there, you're like, oh shit, I don't have a damn parachute. I should have thought this through. Well, now that I'm here, how can I not die? How can I keep this going?
I gotta do something. I gotta
And you're gonna
survive.
figure it out, and you're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
But don't let go of the idea of that you wanted to skydive. Like, don't let go of that, because like I said, I had $26. I
Mm,
could have been like, fuck it, I'm gonna get this job working at this place and just sink all my everything into it just so I don't have to be afraid about my rent. You know what I mean?
yeah. What is um
Um,
what is one thing that you know you've experienced, a piece of art or creativity or something creative, um that you feel like every person needs to see before they transition from this earth? It could be anything. It could be art, lifestyle, but something around this that you maybe experienced that you like, or a book or anything that they need to see.
I think I don't know anything tangible because that kind of need is all like subjective. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to see prints. I don't need to watch
Right.
Paisley Park. You know, I'm like, but you do, but you do. You know what I
Basically, I need to
mean?
watch Paisley Park. Y'all need to watch that. Basically.
Yeah. Um, yeah. Um, but what I would want to say is, for me, it's the thing that you have to do before you die is to find your purpose. That's more urgent to me than any book or film or song, you know. Um, I feel like I found my purpose, and as my life changes and as I get older, new purposes come in, and I'm gonna pull up for those things. So
How do
it's the
you
heart medicine.
how do you know you found your purpose?
Um, you doing the thing that you can't shake, that you know you have to do. It's just in you. Like you imagine if you started working, uh, I don't know, at an art gallery, which is cool, but you know your ass is a dancer. Like that's your heart. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Imagine that, and you never pulling up for being a dancer. Like, are you really free until you do what you're supposed to
Yeah.
be doing?
I definitely agree with you on that. I mean, my journey to doing this would have never happened if I didn't dance. You know,
Boom. It's
so
taking you so many places. You traveled the whole world, man.
literally,
Like for
uh,
real.
literally, the saying,
Doing what you love.
your gift will open
Doing what
doors.
you're supposed to do. Yes. You're doing what
I'll
you're
be honest,
supposed to
like,
do.
I'll be honest, like, dance for me now is more of personal therapy than it is something that I feel I want to make money from. But
Mhm.
it was the journey. It was the beginning of the journey, and it was what I loved and was in love with, and still love and in love with. It's just the love has changed. It's like a relationship. It's like the honeymoon phase is over, and now baby, I see you when you get back 5 months from now. Ain't no love lost, but I don't need to see you every day.
I
Phase.
don't need to see you. That's facts though, bro.
I don't
That's
need to see
facts.
you every day, but it's still the relationship still works for me. It still serves me. Um, it's just that it's at a different place. I'm at a a different place with dance. But the passion and the energy that I get from it is why I'm doing stuff like this. And much like you when you say you find your purpose is something you want to do, and yeah, that's how you kind of like why I'm sitting down talking to Black Universe. I'm like, dance opened up doors for me to meet so many people, even you. I mean,
Mhm.
think about it. Like our relationship started through music and dance. Really, when you look at the core,
Yeah. It did. Yeah, it did. It did
I mean,
actually.
there was channels that got us there, but like the
Uh-huh.
core of our relationship started between music and dance. It was like, oh, we fuck with each
Yeah.
other. Um,
Yeah.
so if I never would have honored that gift. That I have so much respect for, although I don't use it as much anymore for that reason. I don't. We wouldn't. I mean, we would have never known each other. So I agree with you. Basically, that point that when you think about it all the time, do it. I'll add to that. It doesn't mean that you're gonna be in love with it the same way 20 years from now, but you have
It
to.
really doesn't, because
Your
sometimes
purpose,
I'll be like, F this. You know what
yeah,
I
your
mean?
passion, your purpose can change into
Because,
different things.
yeah. And just pull up for what's most urgent. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. Well, just talking to you, I haven't asked anyone else before, but I'm gonna ask you this because we've been talking about a lot, and uh, something just telling me to ask you this. But the first part would be is what is freedom to you?
Freedom to me. Um, think about Nina Simone. What is freedom to me? Freedom is a feeling for me. Um, like true freedom. um, it's like having a dance party with my soul. You know what I mean?
Mm,
I do like what Nina Simone said, her answer when she was asked that same question. Freedom is no fear. It's a fearlessness. it's a joy unspeakable, and that particular term, joy unspeakable, it comes from the book of Acts in the New Testament, and it talks about the time that the what do they call it? Let me get my Sunday school right. The Advent came, right? Which is basically the descension of the Holy Spirit
Yeah.
on people for the first time, as they say. And the Holy Spirit hit this crowd, and they fell out laughing, and just joy unspeakable. Like they couldn't describe it. It was just joy unspeakable. Like there's no words for it. It just was just like, oh my God, this is out of control
Yeah.
joy,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Just in.
And yeah, and that is something that stayed with me
Mm.
because I do believe that can be obtained through music, and that can be obtained through beauty and or a feeling or a touch or whatever, you know. But I'm after that. I'm seeking that all the time. That's like the reason why I do what I do, because I know I've seen that, or I've experienced that through dancing. I know that I've experienced that through making music, or I know I've experienced that when I'm drumming, or I, I the freedom comes from me doing what I know I should be doing and finding that joy unspeakable within that. Um, I don't know if we'll ever be free on this planet. You know what I mean? The freedom has to come from here and here, because what the hell is freedom on this, like a tangible thing on this planet? It's just not. You know what I mean? Even if you go off site and off grid rather, and you turn your phone off and you just living off the land, like somebody gonna find you.
Yeah. Crush like a million people's dream right now. Y'all saw that shit? Yeah. Your whole life just crushed wherever you are. Your whole life. Wherever you
I
are.
lost your I
I
lost your
know,
video.
I know it's coming. Cause you took the black hole, honey. She said, all you monks, all you people out there looking for source, looking for God in these unknown places, you turn off your stuff, you turn off your Wi-Fi's and stuff, somebody gonna find you, boo. You're not alone.
You're not alone. You're not alone.
You're
Somebody
not
gonna find
alone,
your
baby.
ass.
Somebody gonna find you. Somebody gonna
Somebody
find
gonna find you. All this technology, all this thermal technology, they gonna find
you.
you.
Baby, you connected. It's probably chipping you now. You probably,
It's a
listen,
chip
let
in
me
you
stop.
through that vaccine. You got a chip in you right now. Through that
Child,
vaccine, we got chips in us
let me
now.
tell you,
So
child,
there's
I didn't want
that.
to get that damn vaccine, but I got it, and I feel like something
I
in me.
didn't want to either, but I got it because I knew
Yeah,
what this was about to be, for one, and I didn't want to be in a stampede with everybody else while they figured it out.
I'm gonna be
And
honest.
three, like, I need to travel for
That,
my
that's
livelihood. It's
that's
a
what
choice. It's
I
a
chose my
choice. I made the
joy.
choice.
I chose
You
my
think they're
joy.
not controlling us in other ways? Please. Why are you picking that one? You know you're gonna have a third foot. Well, I would be a 3 foot hopping broad with some money and my necessities taken care, my family taken care of, won't I? Three
Traveling,
leg. Me and
first
me
class.
traveling to and fro, honey. Honey, yes, that first class.
Okay, first
In my box on the plane, honey. Yes, I will be three-legged. The
uh,
three-legged race, honey.
an extra chair with for your leg.
Honey,
The
where's
first,
that ottoman, honey? I need
class.
to put my legs up, all of them. The three-legged race, honey. Let's go.
I'll take all three of these seats, one for each leg. Thank you. Boom.
One for each leg, honey. Just giving it.
Uh,
Just giving
uh,
it.
nuts.
Anyway, we
Uh,
being too personal
I
right
know, I
now.
know. We gotta come back. So the other part of the question that I was gonna ask you, which I haven't even asked this before, and I think I will start asking this because I find like all these, your thought, all your thoughts and your process is just leading me to ask, what what is success to you?
Crossing something off my list, you
Wow, that
know.
is such a cool answer.
Yeah, that's success. Like mission accomplished. Zoop.
That is such a cool answer.
Success. It's finished, you know.
Wow, that's such a cool answer.
I just will keep adding to my list. So will success ever be obtained completely? No, I think it's an ongoing relationship you have with yourself. Like what is I think that changes. You know what I mean? I've accomplished so much that would say I'm successful, you know? But to me, I have more things on my list. Let's
Yeah,
cross these off.
yeah. Okay, that was easy. That's a good question. That's a good
Mhm.
question because and that was such a good answer because I didn't expect it, but I think about small victories is what came to mind. You know,
Mhm.
celebrate the small victories.
Yeah.
They're
So
big to me.
important.
They're really important.
Yeah.
It goes back to what
I'm
you were
not
saying.
gonna break. Go ahead.
It goes back to what you were saying earlier about the about uh, all the things that you can you said something like you do a lot of things and the whole idea of working like back in the day people used to want to work a lot or you had to work and we didn't get to rest and your ancestors looking at you saying they paid the price for you to rest, they paid the price for you to they that you're living their dreams, and I think
Mhm.
that that's also tied in the small victories, right? Because we wasn't allowed to have small victories. It had to be something big. We had to read and write, be a doctor, so we could take care of the family. Like now it's like
Yeah.
now we can just take a little bit of that pressure off. And did you get up this morning and meditate?
Right.
That's a success, boo. Especially in this day and
That's
time.
a success. Listen, it certainly is. It absolutely is. Absolutely is.
All right,
And yeah, and
go
let
ahead.
that list continue to grow is all I'm saying. You know, don't be
Um,
overwhelmed by it.
okay, so last question of the night, and you have been just rolling with the gems, and I know that like this is going to be something great too. I guess what would leaving this conversation, what's an affirmation or mantra that you would like to leave the kids with, the adults with, the they, the thems, the boys, the girls, the trans, the aliens, the in between
The
intersections,
in-betweeners,
the
everyone.
intersections, the
Um,
asexual, abrosexual, whatever y'all are, everybody.
um, I had a reading some years ago, and the thing that came up, um, he he was telling me that there is a phrase that goes with me or is like aligned with me,
Mhm.
and it is spoke to just who I am as a person, basically. But I think it's befitting to anyone because we all have this power. Um, Everything I need is provided with ease, joy, and glory. That's the quote.
Everything I
Tell
need.
that mantra, give that mantra to yourself. Everything I need is provided with ease, joy, and glory. Ease, joy, and glory. That's saying so much.
Yeah,
That's saying so much.
that unspeakable joy you're just talking about.
Yeah. I couldn't, yeah, he didn't even know that it was my thing, too. I mean, he's a reader. He better not, have that information.
Just paying those
But,
coins.
right. But, yeah, yo, like everything I need is provided with ease, joy, and glory. Ease, it comes to me easily. Like it's going to get worked out. I don't have to worry. Ease means no worrying, right? Joy means an overabundance of happiness at one time. you know, um, or for an extended time. And glory means like herald, like halted, like pedestal level. You know what I mean? Like it's a big victory when it comes to getting everything I need. You know, it's a big victory around that. It's glorified. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Keep that. Y'all should say that. Everybody
Yeah.
out there listening. Everything I need is provided with ease, joy, and glory. And to live
Mm,
in glory, you have to hold yourself a certain kind of way. You have to present yourself a certain kind of way. And it just keeps you in line,
mm.
you know?
Well, Auntie, we could go on.
We could go on and
We could
on and on. I know we
go
have to wrap this
on
up.
and on and on and
I'm a
on.
talker
I
in these
love
interviews.
you. Give some good talk. You give some good talk. And I mean, I knew you was gonna give good talk, but I didn't know I was gonna be laughing as much. I can't wait to look back on this and be like, I gotta edit my stomach out from laughing so much. Just I'm rolling over. uh, but no, thank
But I want to tell people, don't let anybody tell you who you are. And I recently got my name trademarked, like it became official. Um,
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. And it was a process of patience, but um, no one can, no one owns that name. That's mine. You can't. No one can tell me who I am. No one can screw my name up.
That's
It's
sick.
law. It's law.
Y'all, please go follow Rimarkable. As you can see, she really is like a bundle of joy and a friend, but more than anything, here to inspire. Cool. Y'all know what's up. Catch you on the next one.
Mad love. Thank you so much.